Hi, Donald. This is just the latest in my series of they say you're a master strategist. They say that you're playing 4D chess, but I just think you're an absolute narcissistic loon who somehow has managed to get into the White House for another term. Now, I would just like to say, I don't think any of this is normal. Your recent cabinet meeting, Donald, was a bit weird, wasn't it? First of all, look, they all have their MAGA hats on the table. Is that just an advert? Is that what you're doing? But can we reflect on what people said to you? Like, Bondi, President, your first 100 days has far exceeded that of any other presidency in this country. Well, that is kind of true, isn't it? But not for the reasons she's saying. Ever seen anything like this? Thank you. I don't know. I feel that's a little bit OTT. I mean, not as weird as they're going on to tell the media that they weren't ready for hearing that you'd saved 258 million lives. They weren't ready for it because you haven't. Then there was JFK, who refuses to believe any of the research around autism because he's got theories of his own, even though he's got no medical background at all. But he is claiming that he's going to do a new research. And look, by September, we'll have some of the first answers. It's May now, June, July, August, September. In 4 months, he thinks he's going to have some answers. Like, anybody that knows anything about research knows that's not going to be good research unless you've already decided what the answer is. And then within 6 months of that, we will have definite answers. My guess is whoever's doing the research for Robert doesn't know how to research. I mean, credit where credit is due, Donald. I like the fact that you sort of attacked American consumerism. Like, what child needs $30 when they can just have $2 that are made in America that cost a little bit more? It was a harsh way of telling the children, but, fair dues. I'm figuring Lutnick wasn't in a local McDonald's when somebody came up to ask him if they could buy 10 gold cards from him. And it sort of implied that he had them on him. Do you know what I mean? Like some sort of dealer. So he's having his Big Mac or whatever it was. And somebody came up and went, I'll have a couple of those because I need 10 friends to get into America. It just doesn't strike me as a really reliable account. I mean, I think this is projection at its best, to be fair. We're under attack, but it's worse than anything else because they're not wearing a uniform. They're not, Donald. They're wearing a suit and they're sat in your chair and sometimes they wear a MAGA hat. I mean, listening to some of them, it's hard to believe that you've tanked their economy so quickly and dismantled their democracy. Although there is some progress, because last time your education secretary talked about AI, she actually said A1. But that said, I think we should be alarmed that you're trying to dismantle the universities a little bit to ensure that they only teach your ideology. I wonder whether some of them chose their words quite carefully, because this is true, isn't it? It has been the most consequential first 100 days, but not for good reasons. JD, though, proving why you chose him as the vice president, because he sold his soul to the devil and blew more smoke up your arse than anybody else. A brilliant reframing by Hegseth that you're so controversial because you're over the target. If you were over the target, Hegseth would have told everybody in an unmonitored signal post. And who doesn't love a billionaire sat at the table with 2 MAGA hats on? Because that's really normal, isn't it? I think the only thing we can truly celebrate is that they all got the memo which said, keep telling Donald that he's great because he needs to hear it. And more than that, it's a good bit of NLP for the MAGA supporters that are beginning to realise we've just elected a loon. Anyway, good chats, as you were.